Giving all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RACHAQUADASH. The honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone and the sincere shalom to the Aquinas out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. Um, this is going to be a really quick video. Pretty much another addition to what I pretty much already did these last couple of days, actually. Um, you know, uh, that spirit, I remember when I first came in, I always, like I mentioned in the video, I think the other day, I always have done videos on 2/3. I mean, every single video was on 2/3, especially when I had my last channel. Every single video was pretty much on 2/3, right? And as time goes on, as these days go by, and as I see more and more on the internet. I see more and more in everyday life when I'm out and about doing my thing, and it's just like, yeah, man. I mean, Jeremiah 11:14. I mean, it's constantly rolling in my mind. Pray not for these people. Pray not for these people. And as things go, as things continue to happen, that scripture gets more and more and more potent to me, man. Right? To hell with 2/3, man. I think I titled a video that maybe the other day, man. To hell with the 2/3. So this is pretty much a short addition to that, man. I mean, I might just go on and it's specifically you Christians, man, because there's Christianity uh has possessed our people, man. All right, Christianity has possessed our people, right? Very, very possessive, right? And I'm talking about demonic possession with that Jesus Christ demon, because Jesus Christ is most definitely a demon. All right. I mean, if it's a Cesare Borgia, then yeah, it's most definitely a demon, right? So anyway, this is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 10. All right. And then I'm kind of going to jump with this one. It says, to whom shall I speak and give warning, right, that they may hear? Behold, their ears uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. Right. So when we speak the words Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, and even just that name, when we tell people that no, that Jesus Christ, you're worshiping a demon when you worship in Jesus Christ. You're worshiping the devil where you worship Jesus Christ. All right. They don't like that. It's a reproach to them, right? Because they have an uncircumcised ear. When we tell them things like men and women are not equal, all right, and there's an order to things. You have the Most High, then you have His Son, then you have the man, then you have then you have the man, then you have the woman, then you have the children. There's a complete order to this, man. But thanks to society, thanks to Esau Edom in this wicked ass society, right? Nobody likes order. The word unto the people is a complete reproach. They hate it. They hate everything about it, right? When we tell them why you're not keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the very best of your ability, even though we understand that it's not going to save you, why are you not trying to keep it to the very best of your ability? You call yourself a Christian and you call yourself a follower of God and you're not keeping it. This is why I said that Christianity is demonic, man. That Jesus Christ is a demon, right? That Jesus Christ is a demon. All right. Um, let's go on down to verse 11. That's a good one. Therefore, I am full of the fury of the Lord. I am weary with holding it in, right? So like I am weary with holding in, which is pretty much the same thing what I just said. But anyway, I will pour it out upon the people, upon the children abroad. So this sounds like Proverbs 1. And he said, I'm going to make my words known unto you, right? Um, like I always say, man, when the Lord makes his words known to the land, to the people, it's never a good sign. It's never a good thing. All right. That is never good. Okay. It says, and upon the assembly of young men together, for even the husband with the wife shall be taken, the aged with him, that is full of days, right? And their houses shall be turned unto others, with their fields and wives together. For I will stretch out my hand, right, upon the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Now let's go on down to verse 15. This is where I want to get at mainly. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 15. It says, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? It says, nay, they were not at all ashamed, right? Neither could they blush, which means whatever, whatever abomination that may be. Hell, call yourself black, hell, call yourself African American, calling yourself Negro and nigger is an abomination in itself. When we tell you people that you're Israelites, you don't want to hear that. In fact, we got people get on the internet and say, well, if we was Israelites, then what about this? And then what about that if we were really Israelites? So what about those people over there in that land? Are they really Israelites? Let's go into it. Are they really the Israelites? Do the blessings match up? Do the curses match up? They don't even believe in the Messiah. Unless some of them are converts, I don't know. If they're the real Israelites, why are they not teaching the people their way? Right? Why are they not leading all nations of people? Because when Israelites get in rulership, all nations are going to be under subjection under the Israelites. Those people in that land are shooting missiles and bombs at each other, man. The blessings and the curses don't even match up. They're over there in that land, so how come it's not peace on earth right now? They're over there in that land, so how come they're fighting each other? Right? They're over there in that land, so how come the people aren't licking the dust up off their feet? The servants and handmaids and stuff like that. Why how come none of that is happening, man? None of this stuff is happening. So them being the people of God, this doesn't make any sense, right? Them being Israelites doesn't make any sense. Because when you look at it, Israelites aren't going to be looked at as Israelites here. Israelites are going to be looked at as scum. I'm not talking about the so-called movement. I'm just talking about Israelites as a nation in general. Israelites are going to be looked at as scum. What are so-called black people looked at as scum? Israelites are not going to be hospitable towards each other. They're going to be demonic towards each other in their own families. That's not really happening on a high scale. I mean, it's happening everywhere on a high scale level, but I'm talking about on an elevated level. Who is that mainly happening to? I mean, come on, man. You don't have the small hat women getting on the internet talking trash about their husbands. No, you got the black woman doing that, calling niggas dusty, which a lot of you jakes are, man. That's why I say, man, the hell with you 2/3, whether you man or woman, I don't care. The hell with all of you, man. You jakes and jakettes, 2/3 and 2/3ettes, however you want to say it, man. But guess what? A lot of you black women, y'all raunchy and dusty too, man. If your heads are dusty, then you are too. You're even worse. The men are the heads of the nation, and if the men as you call are dusty, right? Then what the hell are you? Right? What the hell are you? Right? But anyway, it says, therefore they shall fall among them that fall. That's what I wanted to get. They shall fall among them that fall. You people, you so-called black, Latino, Native American people, man, mainly you Negroes, man. We get the most trouble from you Negroes, man. When we out there on the highways and on the hedges, when on the internet, it's always the blackest nigga, man, doing a video on so-called Hebrew Israelism, as they call it, or as vocab calls it, right? Trying to save everybody. Just trying to save everybody. Right? But you be the same one get on the internet when another nation calls you a racial slur. To hell with you, Jakes, man. I mean, to hell with you, Jakes. I mean, for real. I don't even like when y'all get on the internet and do all that complaining. Man, the black people this and black people, man, man, all that damn complaining. This video, like I said, is just to, just remind us all, man, the hell with 2/3, man. Right? Y'all gonna fall with them that fall. Esau is getting ready to fall, man. You see what's happening in society right now? Esau is getting ready to fall, man. And you want to side, you want to be on the side of Esau, Edom, you want to be on the side of all these other nations, because our people just want to serve everybody else. They want to be Islam, they want to be Egyptian, they want to be Japanese, they want to be all these people, man, except who you actually are. And when we tell you that, man, you are bigger than, you know what I mean. You're more than just than a black Negro, which those two names have no substance at all. Why are you calling yourself black? You know, if anybody has any respect for themselves, you wouldn't call yourself black. I wouldn't. You will never ever hear me call myself black. I don't even like saying so-called black. I'm talking about when it comes to me. I don't even like when you even saying so-called black, and I barely even say that. I got way too much respect for myself for to do that, man. When you look up the word black, it means void of light. You wanna be something with yourself, man. Why are you calling yourself black? Right? You talk about we the Prince of Power. Well, we not gonna be the Prince of Power. We calling ourselves black people, man. We gotta be better black people. What? I heard that statement, by the way. We gotta be better black people. When you look up that word black and come back and think about what you just now said. The only time you're gonna be a better person if you stop calling yourself black. That's number one. That's first. That's step number one. And stop calling yourself a damn Negro, man. Stop calling yourself a damn African American. Stop calling yourself a Latino and a Native American. All these bywords and all these filthy names, man. This is what y'all want to. This is what y'all want to stick to, man. We had a Christian get on the internet and was upset that he had friends come into the Hebrew Israelites and they said, yeah, his name is not. He used some type of regular American name. Yeah, his name, let's say John. His name is not John no more. It's, and he used another Hebrew name in Mockley. Yeah, I mean, so what you're saying is you're upset that he is more awakened than you are. He's coming out of that slave mentality, right? And coming back to himself. You're mad because he's doing good for himself. And it makes sense because Jake hates when other Jake does good for themselves. So it makes sense. It makes sense, man. The hell with 2/3, man. I looked at a video yesterday and it was disgusting, man, because it's just like the one Jake, I guess it was a stand up or whatever. One Jake ain't do so good, and he walked off the stage, man. You know. Next Jake comes up and he constantly putting him down, putting him down, putting him down, man. Just constantly kicking him while he's down, man. To hell with Jake. Seriously. I feel absolutely nothing when you niggas get laid out, man. Absolutely nothing. Right? Anyway, it says, therefore, they shall fall among them that fall, right? At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord. Now, let's get the last scripture, right? Proverbs chapter 10, verse 6. Blessings are upon the head of the just, right? But violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. Now, like I always say, man, you have a chosen inside the chosen, right? I'll always say that because you have Israelites are chosen, right? Naturally, just the seed of Israel naturally, right? But unfortunately, 2/3 of the chosen are going to be put to death, right? But they're going to be brought back, right? No doubt. They're going to live happily ever after, as they say, and that's a true statement. I'm not being sarcastic with that. Israel is going to live happily ever after. All this stuff, man. Everybody's going to be good. But you have a chosen, especially as of right now, you have a chosen, right, inside of the chosen. That's the one third, 144,000, man, right? Um, so the blessings um the blessings are upon the head of the chosen, right? The chosen, which is inside the chosen. It says, "But violence covered the mouth of the wicked." Yeah, the wicked, you know, they're chosen people, sure, but uh, they're wicked. So violence is for them, man. I mean, we talk about Jacob's trouble all the time. We get mocked for that too by guess who? Other people, other so-called black people, other Israelites, right? But yeah, Jacob's trouble. That's a time of violence. Everybody was afraid of Trump getting in and stuff like that. Well, this is not Trump's decision. That's what you people gotta understand. I was gonna say it's the Lord's decision, which it is, but Trump has higher ups, man. These presidents, they don't really have power, man. Let me ask y'all, man. Do presidents print the money? Do they make the money, or do they just use it? Whoever makes the money, whoever is makes the money is the money, which means they run this, man. They fund whatever they want to fund, and we know exactly what group of people that is. We go beyond presidents, man. They're allowed. They're doing. Presidents are doing what they're allowed to do. We've heard people say, "Oh, he's a Trump's a dictator." Well, no, not really, right? Because dictators, they don't really have people over them to limit them from their power, right? So no, not really. Trump presidents are nothing but puppets, as we used to say, and we still do. Presidents are nothing but puppets, man. They're used to fulfill an agenda, and they know how Trump is, so they put him up there, they put him in there, and well, now we got what we got. But like I said, he is doing what he is allowed to do. If he gets out of control, well, things could happen, right? I'm talking about to him specifically. Well, things could happen if he gets out of control. The higher ups, man, they say, "Nah, man, you better stay in your lane. Stay in your lane." Yep. I believe he got a note like that when he first came in. He said, "Man, you better stay in your lane." Right. So let's go on down to verse 10. Right. It says the memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot. Yeah, you niggas gonna rot, man. You 2/3, y'all gonna rot. I mean, y'all rotting right now. There's nothing good about you. You're put here either as filler characters or just super goddamn wicked, or to come up to camps and attack them, right? Just you're either filler or just a wicked Jake, man. Either way, the Lord's got y'all here for a purpose, but it's nothing good. Harba, wasteful. That's what you are. Harba, wasteful. Wasteful creatures. There's nothing good about you right now. And you're in the damn way. Right? So that's all I got on this video, man. It was a little longer than I thought it was gonna be. But I always say it's gonna be short, but it never usually all that short. All right. So anyway, giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RACHAK, Shalom.